guys, Captain Nick here. After a comment left by Dangerous36M on my 300 subscriber precursor whatever video, he said something about wanting to know more about the trading card game. And so I figured I'd show off a deck that I made recently. It's done fairly well. It's a Fighting Dark deck. And I just made some changes to it, so I don't know if it's like great yet because I haven't had a chance to test it out against like a real deck, but it looks like it's all right. So yeah, I'll just show off the Pokemon, then the trainers, and then tell you how many energies I got and stuff. So yeah, I'll go more in depth on the stuff since whatever. And if you guys like this, let me know. If you don't, let me know, and I'll stop doing it, or I'll do more. So anyways, the main attacker or main Pokemon the deck's made around is Shiftry. So we got C-Dot, 3 of them. It's grass, but its attacks don't require any grass energy, so that's pretty nice. Harden lets me survive, or any damage done that's less than 40 during the next turn just gets canceled out, which is nice because a lot of the early on damage, like the 1 or 2 energy damage, doesn't really get above 40. So early on it just kind of lets me live a lot, so until I get the cards that I need. And Astonish is good, 10 damage, and then I get to put one of the opponent's cards in his hand back into his deck. So that's pretty cool. So I got 3 of those, and then we got Nuzleaf with Blind for 10 damage, which if the opponent attacks the next turn, if they flip a coin, and if it's tails, it does nothing. And then Feint Attack lets me do 30 damage to any Pokemon defending or benched, which is nice for another card I have later. So yeah, I'll tell you then. So I got 3 of those because they're pretty good just by themselves. And then I got 2 Shiftry with the Pokebody, Unlucky Wind. And as long as Shiftry is my active Pokemon, all of the opponent's coin flips are tails, which is really nice because a lot of attacks based on coin flips rely on them being heads. So that's pretty cool. Conform, 2 energies for 40 damage is fairly good. And if I happen to have the same number of cards in my hand as the opponent, then the defending Pokemon's confused, which can be helpful. It's just kind of hard to set up. And Seal Off for 60 damage is pretty nice. And then the defending Pokemon can't use any Pokepowers or Pokebodies, which is nice because all the level X guys have really annoying Pokebodies. So yeah, that's Shiftry. And moving on to the next big guy in the deck, we got Tyranitar. So we start out with Larvitar. He's got Bite for 10. Rock Slide does 10 damage to 2 of the opponent's bench Pokemon, which is nice. Him and one other guy are the main reason that it's a Fighting Dark, otherwise it'd be all dark. But, so I got 3 of those, 3 Larvitars. Pretty basic. Then we got 2 Puppetars. Energy Protection lets me just, for every energy attached, I get to reduce damage done by 10, and I can't reduce more than 30 that way, which is nice. And then Rock Smash does 20 with the possibility of 40 if I get a heads on a flip. So he's alright. He isn't anything fantastic. But then we get to Tyranitar, and Grind does 20 damage times the number of energies attached, so usually by the time he comes out he has at least 3 or 4 energies on him. So he's doing 60 or 80 damage, which is really nice. And if I get 5 dark energies. It does 30 to each of the opponent's benched Pokemon. Isn't really necessary, but it can be nice. But by that time, I'm doing 100 with grind. I might as well just sweep with that. It's kind of like before I go out, and if I need my other guy to do some damage. Or, yeah, I'll explain it in just a minute. Anyways, damage to the bench Pokemon's nice. His Pokebody, if the opponent uses a Pokepower, I get to draw Dark Energy from my discard pile, which is nice because it powers up his Spinning Tail and gives Grind all the more damage. So yeah, that's Tyranitar. Unfortunately, I only have one. I could probably go for another one, but so yeah, he's pretty cool. Let's see. Next, we got Carvanha and Sharpedo. I got 3 of these. He isn't really that great, 40 HP and only 10 damage, but at least he only needs 1 energy to get it going. Scary Face, it's basically like paralyzing the opponent. They can't move, they can't attack or retreat for a turn. And then Whirlpool has a chance of removing an energy from the defending Pokemon, which is nice because if your opponent just isn't drawing energies, then that's really helpful. So I got 3 of those. Just, I don't know, they're good to have, fill up the bench, stuff like that. And then we move on to Sharpedo. I got 2 of them. And he has Energy Shark, so every time he's hit with an attack, I flip a coin, and if I get heads, I remove an energy from the defending Pokemon, which is really nice. Again, for damage purposes, it helps keep the opponent from attacking. Crunch does 20 damage, and then the next turn, no matter what attack I use, it does an additional 40. So like if I have the energy for Crunch, it does 20. Then the next turn I get an energy to play on him. I do Sharp Fang for 100. So that's pretty cool. He can do a lot of damage. And no retreat cost, if you can tell, right there. Which is nice, because then you can move in and out and stuff like that. Okay, and last evolution line, I got Swablu and Altaria. I got a regular one and a shining Swablu. The regular one's pretty good. Sing just puts them to sleep, and then run around is just 10. It's all right, but I don't know. The shining Swablu is pretty cool. It's got Roost for no energy, so I can like fully heal myself, but I can't switch out the next turn, which isn't a big deal. And then Mirror Move, if I get hit last turn, then this turn I can use that same attack, which can be useful, assuming I survived, which is more than likely. And then Fury Attack, flip 3 coins, 10 times the number of heads. It's okay, not great. I'm fairly unlucky in this game as well as the Game Boy game. But this Altaria is pretty much, I got just those 2 Swablu. This Altaria is pretty beast. For 1 energy, Midnight Eyes puts the defending Pokemon to sleep, does 20 damage, and then if I put another energy on, the next turn, Perished Song, the defending Pokemon, if the defending Pokemon is asleep or was damaged or affected by Midnight Eyes during your last turn, the defending Pokemon is knocked out. So basically, if he stayed asleep, I just get to knock that guy out, which is amazing for a 2 energy attack. And then if he doesn't stay asleep, I can just do 40 damage with Healing Song, which heals my entire team for 1 damage counter, which is pretty nice. Plus he has a fighting resistance, which is good since I'm a dark deck and a few of them are pretty weak to fighting. So yeah, that's that.